the next and also the last in our team one will be Xiao Xiao, friendly robot. Xiao Xiao, are you ready?
Oh, friendly robots.
Pleasure to see everybody. We're right here actually at Stanford in a conference room in Palo Alto.
Oh, go home. Just go home.
So there's a backstory to it, or maybe the front story. So thank you, first of all, for everybody's time. It's tremendous. I think everybody took a step forward in trying something new, and I think that's very much in line with the entrepreneurial spirit. So thank you, Gideon. Thank you, David, and thank you, Craig. Now, if technology will cooperate,
I have authorized you. You can go ahead and share your screen.
I'm gonna try to share my screen. I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna do something that we didn't try at the play. Good. Mic
okay.
check?
Good. Yeah, we can see it.
Okay. Friendly Robots company. Subset of our co-founders here. Everybody is kind of co-founder in our company. So let's see if this video plays. We're gonna jump straight to the solution. This is at Stanford. This is outside of where we are because we just got testing. What we do is we automate commercial cleaning as a service with that thing. So that thing is way, way larger than a Roomba. It's a commercial grade autonomous vacuum. It is basically leveraging self-driving technology, but instead of having human lives on both sides of the equation, we said, hey, why not 0.5 meter per second? And let's see if let's see if we can make money with this thing. So we're gonna jump into a little bit more of the nitty gritty with it. But yeah, that's it, maneuvering. And we just had a demo with a $250 million company here that owns a Stanford account. And that's why we have to take the meeting here. So, but let's just back up a little bit and talk about the technology trajectory. So myself and everybody here is an engineer. We all met near Berkeley. So basically what's happening right now is that the world has a lot of software, but yet we still live in the physical world. So what's happening in the next phase is that we're gonna have gears plus microprocessors. The physical world will be increasingly manipulated by microprocessor-driven machines. So on this graph over here, it's kind of an eye chart. You have an iPhone, doesn't move a lot of mass. You got a big old ship, doesn't have a whole lot of compute. What we're gonna see in the world is that we're gonna see more compute on more hardware. And this is one step towards that. So let's talk about exactly what we're doing here today. Pain points in janitorial. Why we're going after this market with self-driving technology. High cost of labor, pure and simple. Here in Silicon Valley, every janitor costs $60,000 a year. 60 grand right now, right here. It's a challenge to hire. The turnover rate on these staffing, especially staffing agencies, is incredibly high. You can count on hiring 200 to 400 2 to 4 times the amount of staff in order to complete your work. So that's cost businesses a lot of money. And it's a high injury rate. Shoulder and back injury are very prevalent for vacuuming. So what we offer is an affordable, dependable, and safe solution. So instead of shelling out $5 grand a month, you give us some of that money and you get a machine to do that work for you. No injuries, dependable, shows up every day, worry-free. So the solution is not gonna be void with humans. What's gonna happen is that humans are gonna go to the higher level tasks, such as, well, especially with COVID, a lot of the wiping, a lot of disinfection. I'm not gonna make a robot that wipes and disinfects because that'll just make the robot cost too high. What the robot is good at doing is just to mow the grass and suck up the dirt. So how do we make money? Well, basically our job is to create a machine that is much, much more cost effective than the labor cost, which we've been able to do. And we render our service as a service, primarily because if we were to sell the machine outright, the economics just won't quite be there. It's too sophisticated of a machine for them to figure out, oh, okay, it's a LiDAR problem rather than a software bug. And we can get into the details of it, but in the end, also it's one of the technology mode. When we have a lot of machine out in the field, if one makes a mistake, the whole fleet learns better. And what that'll happen is that you'll make our technology better and better and harder and harder to overcome. So that's the last point of developing software data as a mode to fend off competition. So let's talk about the market size. In this $50 billion that is commercial real estate, cleaning. We're looking at 15 million of which is in vacuuming, just in vacuuming alone. You got to do the vacuuming to get the job. 7 million of which is addressable by our machine at present. And just in this radius of the Bay Area, we're based out of Berkeley, by the way, but we're doing janitorial work at Stanford. Here we are, $142 million. That's, yeah, I'll tell you a story about that later. So $142 million without having to leave the daily driving radius. The competition is actually very, very sparse. SoftBank has a product. I've shown it on the lower left. So there are two things that you really want with an automaton is that it actually does a job, which means it has to be productive. And two, it has to be actually autonomous. So what the SoftBank product does, which is the closest competition, is that it actually does a teach and repeat. So this lady has to teach 6 hours of vacuuming so that you can repeat it. What literally these guys work on is to not do that. You scan the area once, you ingest the data, you hit go, and it just does it. I've labeled another MadeBot, which is a much smaller vehicle. It's kind of like a Roomba. So it's just, it has a higher level of autonomy, but it just doesn't get the job done, right? This is kind of like, are you talking about a Cessna or a Boeing 737? That's kind of the analogy here. So customer traction. So we really have three types of customers here. One is real estate operators, like the Related, Swift Real Estate, TMG Partners. They own buildings, they own condos, and they want to lower the operational costs. So those guys are the guys that we've done some trials with. The bulk of our business come from janitorial operators, such as Metro Service by Medallion, which is services places like Visa, Marvell, Apple, UG2, which services Stanford right here. We just had a meeting with them. And then higher education. So Weber State, for example, out of Utah, they would directly hire us, again, to reduce operation costs. So this is a team. We have about 7 people full-time. The rest of it are either industry partners or advisors at various capacity. This is a funding objective that we're trying to hit. Basically, the magic $1 million ARR by Q4 2021. We want to deploy 36 robots. Right now, we have about 1.5 out there. We want to deploy for revenue, and we also want to cultivate a different use case, which is indoor mapping, indoor location services. So I want to keep it short, so we get here feedback from our well, there it is, feedback from our judges. Friendly Robots Company, we have a revenue generating robotics. We're an incredibly frugal team. We have a strong market demand for this stuff, especially right now. And we have a team with execution. My name is Xiao. I'm the CEO and co-founder. Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you. Diana, do you want me to? So I'm going to just jump right in here.
Yeah.
So my score, Diana or Sandy, is 8.
Please. 8? Okay.
Okay, it's 8.
8.
And I will. I'll be quiet for a minute and let Craig and Gideon report their scores.
Okay. How about Greg?
8.
8. Okay. So Gordon?
7.
7?
Okay, so.
Okay, sure. Please, David.
So my question to the team is to Xiao is I didn't see, or I missed it, here's how much money we're raising, what we're going to do with it, and what we're looking for as an exit. So those 3 metrics, those 3 things are mantras for Craig and I. Because if you're not asking those questions and I didn't hear them, or if you're not making those clear, that's how come I gave you such a small score of 8?
Appreciate that. Yeah.
So did you cover that? And because I may have missed it, but if you're looking for money, how much, what are you going to do with it? And how am I going to get my money back?
Well, revenue generating business. We like to shoot for the IPO, but we know that that's going to take time. So It's going to likely be a few rounds. We're raising about 1.2 to 1.5. That'll get us to our next
How are you
milestone.
doing that right now? What are your what's actions that are in place to raise that money today?
Right now, we're literally testing and developing the machine at Stanford. And today we had a checkpoint. We had a pretty big checkpoint. And then we have another checkpoint coming up so that we can start generating revenue with this robot.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
What we're looking for is deal terms.
yes.
Happy to, yeah. I know that we only
Those-
have 4 minutes to cover this. And so I explicitly kept the presentation on the briefer side of things.
Yes.
So, happy to.
That's why
happy
we're
to connect.
asking the questions, is we're extending your presentation time for your benefit.
Yeah, it's a safe note. It's a safe
No,
note.
no.
1.2 to 1.5 would be what we're looking for. Yeah.
Okay.
What am I buying? When am I going to get the money back and how much?
You're going to get 100x of your money back if we were to IPO.
Good. Tell
yeah.
me what I'm buying. Notes or shares?
Safe note. We're raising on a safe note at this
Safe
point.
note.
If you wanna go evaluation, we can talk to our lead investor at the current round. But if you want to start leading the round, then we gotta have, I think the conversation I prefer the conversation to be a little more private, honestly.
Yes,
Okay.
thank you, Xiao. Actually, if our judge are interested, and let us know and send me an email. I'm going to arrange a private meeting after this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
thank
Wonderful.
you. Thank you.
Thank you all so much.
For the wonderful. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hello. I have a couple of comments.
Kevin, yes, go ahead.
So since I don't look at this as an angel, but rather as someone who does a lot of mentorship and sees a lot of companies, I have a few operational questions. So first of all, I'm very happy to see the three musketeers present together. Kudos. The fact that you're from Berkeley is nice. My daughter is doing her master's in Berkeley, so I'm with you. I'm with you.
Go Bears. Go Bears.
However, when I looked at this big bulky machine,
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at it and I say, gee, a lot of companies actually are in a few floors.
Yes.
Who is going to maneuver, from one floor to the other? What happens in offices that, the doors are closed? And I think you should address these problems right away when you present.
Okay. If we just want to answer that question right now, currently we're because we're partnering with UG2, which is a janitorial company. They're saying it's totally fine if we have to, the robot finishes one floor, which we're on the 6th floor, finishes the 6th floor, shoot a text to the janitor that's in charge, saying, okay, I'm on the 6th floor, take me to floor 5. We have a UI page that's for tele operation. Drive it in, we'll meet the janitor at the elevator, drive it in, go down 5th, get the robot out, hit start again, and then the robot will roam again. Of course, yeah.
So if I may suggest to you and to other founders in other teams, my philosophy is that you have to address difficult issues up front.
Absolutely.
So I don't want to be surprised. Suddenly, I love the trend. Everything is going to switch towards automation. You're in this trend. However, we need people to kind of move your device, which is relatively big. It's the movement and beyond. So go on.
One thing that we also know about is that a lot of these elevators have some sort of wireless capabilities, and I do believe we have, our previous investor have some sort of connection with a company that can basically say, okay, communicate with the elevator that will call the elevator to the current floor, but we haven't really put that much effort into it because we want to make sure the vacuum is perfect, the autonomous driving is perfect. And since our current partner UG2 is saying, don't worry too much about the elevator, it's going to be a bonus, but don't stress.
Thank
We
you.
learn
Thank
from our
you.
partners.
Your time is your time
sorry.
is up. Your time is up 5 minutes ago, so I have to cut you off. So, but
Sorry,
thank you,
Diana.
great team. Yeah, but thank you very much. And if any of you or any of the team or any of the judge, you are interested in the team, and we're going to arrange a private meeting after this. So send me email and let me know, and I'm going to arrange that for you guys. I'm happy to see you guys here having the conversation, but time is really limited. Thank you for your understanding. Thank you.
Great.
Thank you so much. Okay.
Thank you.
Yes, so we're gonna, thank you for the first team of judges. Thank you, David. Thank you, Craig. Thank you, Gidan. Thank you so much for the wonderful job. Yes, and
So
I know that today you could be anywhere, but you choose to be here to working with us. I'm so thankful and so appreciate that. And let's connect after this, okay? Thank you.
I'm
Thank
glad
you.
to be
Thank you
here.
so much.
Craig, it's great to see you again, and Gideon. And Diana, it's always a delight to see you. So I'm going to sign off for now and chat with you in the next couple of days.
Sure.
Bye.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Craig. Thank you. Bye. Thank you, Gideon. Thank you. Okay, thank you, Xiao Xiao, for your team.